Is anybody in here from the Maker High?
Here? Yo.
Where's the Maker High?
We're here.
What city is it in?
Elgar.
It's in Elkhart. First Murph was in Elkhart, Indiana in 2013.
Yeah.
Details.
Began as a gathering of RepRap enthusiasts and has grown into an international destination for makers, hobbyists, open source developers, printer manufacturers, and YouTube creators. So what does Murph do better than almost any other event? Genuine community.
I was gonna say chili.
Jambalaya. Pizza.
Right.
Tacos. So
Right.
we buy.
Shave ice.
I think I got married to the lady at the restaurant once because I don't speak Spanish and Ryan knew just enough to get me in trouble.
That was a good day.
I think I single-handedly purchased more tacos than anyone else on the planet. We used to buy 3,000 to 3,500 tacos every year, thanks to Google.
Sponsored by Google.
Yeah. Google Science and Making, Uriah used to do that. In this building, actually. Innovation appeared here
First infected.
So I'm trying to think back, 14 years. E3D used to come, show off new hot ends, new nozzles.
That's back when Slice was.
Slice Engineering,
Brand new.
Mosquito hot end, Braun Tech.
And it's like
There have been a lot of cool projects that came here to hang out, have fun. We saw some Polar 3Ds before the world saw Polar 3Ds. That's kind of cool. They started here first.
DOP resin printers, Move 3D.
Move.
The
Forgot about him.
little DRP with DOP with Steve.
Yep. What do we call that?
I named
Drop
that one guy.
Drop that. We tried to forget that name. That was bad.
I still got one of those.
Yeah. I think he still has some of your printers that never made it to the wild too. Direct access to industry leaders. Historically, figures such as Joseph Prusa and other influential designers have attended. I can remember the first Murph sitting in Chicago waiting like 5 hours because his flight from Prague, I think it was the first time he came to the US, he was delayed because there was another international flight that got in at the same time and there was only one agent to check everybody in from like two big international flights. And we got in the car and we're talking and he asks, well, how long is it till we get to your house? Because he crashed on my couch for a few years. I said, it's about 3.5 hours. And he lost his shit. He's like, I can drive across my whole country and part of the next in 3.5 hours.
It was also his first experience at Walmart. And we have video.
I have video. Where's the Prusa guys at?
I'm the only one left. Dave.
Well, I shared
Big
it with
Dave.
your buddies out there. It's free. One of our defining features is that the attendance for exhibitors, which is people setting up, showing off cool stuff, and attendees, people walking through, were always free.
It's always free.
Always free!
It's always free.
Always free.
How much does it cost?
Everything in here is free.
Free refunds.
There's not one in there.
Who here has been to a maker fair before?
Oh yeah.
About half or better.
What the hell?
So apparently we have a maker fair atmosphere.
I've been shit.
It's been described as the maker fair focused entirely on 3D printing. Combat robotics have entered the chat. Death racers, drag races, custom printer competitions, components, charitable projects, and open source hardware. So then it started criticizing. So let's go through some of that.
Does it talk about Pooch and Chuck?
No. Not by name, but let's see if some of this feels like it's pointed. Organized chaos is the first thing, apparently, the internet thinks of.
It's also the current thing.
At least it's organized. So.
Right.
You guys have no idea how hard Sonny and I have to work to be this disorganized.
It's not the first thing, it's the current thing. Yeah.
That is the biggest criticism that most often comes up about Murph. Murph grew organically rather than being designed as a convention. Supporters have described it as a flea market of organized chaos. Common complaints. Crowded aisles.
What is it? Never.
Crocodile.
There's plenty of room in here today.
We like being close.
Difficult parking.
Parking.
Never.
That must be a person carriages.
Unless we're talking about, getting stuck in the mud. That was
You were here for that one,
I
huh?
was, yeah. That was not fun.
That was a bad one. That was back when we used to do it in March, and the parking lot out here was grass.
Yep.
And we had
It snowed, right?
it snowed and it rained,
Yep.
and we had tractors and tow trucks out there getting people out to go home.
It was bad.
You're in the right place, though. There's tracks.
There are tractors. There's horses hooking up. Some of the other complaints were limited seating, improvised layouts, part of the chaos. Yeah, that looks good.
Stick a table there. Good enough.
Yeah, that's close enough. Variable booth sizes. Well, we've tried to be flexible with everybody over the years. Let's set up over here. Can I get a table on the side? Yeah, sure. Apparently, that's a criticism. So, our bad. Many attendees. That's part of their charm. I'll take that.
Got anything? No, not around.
It's less polished than the corporate trade shows. If you're expecting something like CES or Rapid, probably the wrong show. Heavy technical bias. Yeah, go for it.
Heavy technical bias. So if you're not already interested in building printers, modifying printers, open source hardware, firmware, or mechanical design, some portions of the event may not feel right for you. The strength side of it is that many visitors love this because it avoids becoming a generic CES show, and others can feel overwhelmed.
And it's chilly.
Travel perk.
Jambalaya.
Why is it in Goshen? Every year, how many people ask, why isn't it in Chicago? Why isn't it in Louisville? Why isn't it in Detroit?
Move it. Get a better place.
There's a whole lot of reasons why. I live 20 minutes away. So the long story short, MRRF 1, the original one, was me, Sonny, and Russ, Diametric from the RepRap IRC channel. We were just going to hang out in my garage, drink beer, have pizza, play with 3D printers. 340 people showed up.
Set a Guinness World Record
For the most 3D printers printing at any one time. Which Guinness quickly denied and said, you guys are nerds. The Maker Hive, raise your hand.
Nope.
So 340 people would not fit in my little garage. So we had about 3-4 weeks notice to figure out. It was all in the IRC channel. There was no registration. It was just pings and DMs and IMs saying, I'm coming. Okay. So the Maker Hive, one of the members, Glenn, he's no longer local. He moved up to the woods in Michigan. But the Maker Hive came together. We scrambled, cleaned up Glenn's garage, hung tarps on the side, thought we were electricians, wired some extension cords into a breaker panel. Everything was OSHA not approved. We had the cool daisy chain smoke show of power strip plugged into power strip, plugged into power strip. Ohio Plastics was his name. The kid that had the pirated MakerBot cupcake that Prusia commented on. He lost the power supply in our, oops, we didn't wire that one right. So that's why it's in Goshen. I'm from here, see me CNCs here, was in Goshen, now Ligonier. The Maker Hive, part of the group of guys that helped start the very first RepRap Festival, are from here. And we had talked many times about moving it to Louisville, Chicago, bigger venues. Then we kind of joked about it. It's kind of like Burning Man is not in a big city. Many of these weird festivals are not in a big city for many reasons. Probably because a lot of those cities wouldn't allow it. We're pretty thankful to have the 4-H fairgrounds here, and a lot of us that are here have kids that are in the fair. or friends and family that work for the fair, and so we may use a little bit of that relationship to navigate some of the things that we're allowed to do. Yeah, so it's hard to get here. It's not the destination, it's the journey.
And it's a pilgrimage.
Can we go with 5? Sure.
No mention of
Open source versus commercial tension. As the event has grown, some longtime attendees have worried about larger manufacturers becoming more prominent. It's not unique to MRRF. Many grassroots events face the same challenge. MRRF has generally maintained a stronger open source identity than many similar events, but the discussion comes up periodically in the community. We've struggled with this year after year, trying to make sure that we keep it community oriented, open source, less commercial. That, of course, is a constraint as well. So it's been our struggle, and we've succeeded and failed at other times in trying to make sure that this was open source and community based.
Why MRRF matters. MRRF has become one of the central gathering places for the open source 3D printing movement that began with the RepRap project. Several other festivals around the world were inspired by it. Apparently, we've influenced a lot of projects, including Voron. So what are some of the other open source printer design, community hardware? Many of the people driving those open source projects came here, got inspired, or got motivated to go out and make it happen. Turn it into a reality.
I like this one, and this is a great comment to me. If you're interested in how 3D printing actually evolves, not just buying the latest machine, MRRF is arguably one of the best events in the world. If you want a slick, highly organized commercial trade show, you'll probably find it rough around the edges. Most attendees who are genuinely into making things tend to view those rough edges as part of what makes MRRF special.
So now for the hard part.
Here it is. Stitch.
Maker High. You want to come up here?
Put it across spot.
Maker High.
Assemble!
Nice chaps.
Do we need dollar bills for this?
So it's been 14 years Sonny and I have been doing this. Time to pass the torch.
It is. So, MRRF, as you know it, this is the end of MRRF. MRRF 2026 is the last one as the Midwest RepRap Festival. With that said, we are entrusting the Maker Hive team with creating something new in its place. So while it won't be the same,
And one last biggest applause ever, Sonny.